Hey, what's going on guys? Migzuba here. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a Rakdos sacrifice deck for standard best of one. So I am super excited to bring you guys this deck. Rakdos Sac is one of my favorite archetypes, and it got a huge boost in Kaldheim. This deck tries to steal our opponent's things, sacrifice them for extra value, and abuse the graveyard for some crazy mid to late game value, and grind our opponents out that way. So we'll get into the new cards, because a lot of this stuff is older, and you guys are used to it by now. So we're going to start off with the 3-mana God, Egon, God of Death. This card is sick, right? Like, look at this art. He has a Scythe, 3-mana 6/6 Death Touch. Like, what's not to like? So at the beginning of your upkeep, exile 2 cards from your graveyard if you can't sacrifice Egon and draw a card. So absolute worst case, bottom line situation, you play it on your turn, it holds back some attackers from your opponent, or it trades ideally up, like it can trade with a Questing Beast, it blocks Lovestruck Beast profitably, that type of thing. And then even if your graveyard is empty, it has replaced itself and drawn a card. So absolute worst case, this card is still solid, and if you're not playing it for the creature, you can play it on turn 1 for 1 swamp, 1 black mana, and for the artifact, which is the Throne of Death, which reads, at the beginning of your upkeep, mill a card, and you can pay 2 and a black, tap it, exile a creature card from your graveyard, and draw a card. So this helps fuel all our graveyard synergies and card advantage that way, with Kroxa and Ghost Rider being able to escape and come back again and again and again. It also fuels itself for future Egons we can play, which is why having 3 is solid. We kind of always want a Throne of Death. I mean, it's a little scary against rogues to help them mill us, but aside from that, like, this card is super solid. And worst case on the Throne of Death, it's a 3-mana draw card pretty much whenever you need it. So, you know, there are worse things to have sitting on the board. Other new card we have is Immerstrom Predator. Now this card is a 4-mana 3/3 flyer, and when it becomes tapped, you exile 1 target card from a graveyard and you put a +1/+1 counter on it, right? So this thing can get tapped in 2 ways. 1 is attacking, obviously, and 2 is its open-ended sacrifice ability, which is a lot like Ghost Rider in that you don't have to pay a cost. It's just sacrifice another creature and it gains indestructible until end of turn and tap it. So kind of like Seasoned Hollowblade in the indestructibility and tapping it, but it fits into the sacrifice archetype, as in we can claim something, like attack with both, sacrifice it to the predator, and it doesn't get big, you know, it does get bigger because it gets tapped and it exiles something. But yeah, so just another dope sack outlet in Rakdos. Absolutely love this card. A flying threat is super useful as well. And the last new card we have is Valki, God of Lies. 2-mana creature, steal your opponent's creature from their hand, maybe get some value by turning Valki into it, or on 7, crazy late game finisher in Tybalt, Cosmic Imposter. As you guys can see, the black cards are absolutely sick in this set. I've chosen to max out the Black Mastery Pass first. The rest of the shell is centered around stealing our opponent's things with Claim and a Crone War. Only 2 Crone Wars because there's a lot of Yorion floating around, and playing a Crone War into Yorion decks is not where you want to be, despite the fact that it can still steal Yorion and a couple blinkable creatures, which is why I think 2 copies is still playable because of how strong it is in every other matchup. Claim, same logic, take your opponent's cheap things. If not, give your creatures haste and attack with them in the worst case scenario. Village Rights, card advantage, or no, card neutrality, kind of, unless you're still sacrificing your opponent's things that you've stolen. Draw 2, play on removal spells, that type of thing. Bloodchief's Thirst, cheap removal. Kick it, kill a planeswalker or something bigger. Fill your graveyard. Obviously, you guys know Kroxa and Ghost Rider, open-ended sack outlet. Shatterskull Smashing, I'm considering cutting for 2 more mountains in order to run Giganta. The only card holding us back from it is this, but I found the modal DFC useful, but I still have to do some testing. So if you don't have these, literally just put 2 more mountains in and play Giganta in the companion slot. Tiamat Calls the Dead helps us fill the yard for our numerous graveyard synergies. Bone Crusher Giant, removal spell, and a creature, awesome card. And Ghost Rider, again, helps us with our escaping and our sacrificing, so fits both themes of the deck. So that's it for the list, guys. Oh, also, mana base really quick. We have Pathways, and Temples, because we want to fix our mana. Passage, Fill the Yard helps us escape our threats, and 2 Castle Lochthwain, because it's the best one. So that's it for the list, guys. It will be in the description down below as always. I'm still playing with the numbers. Don't hate on me too hard if the list isn't perfect just yet. And if you guys are enjoying the daily uploads, be sure to drop a like on the video if you enjoy the deck as well, and consider subscribing. It really motivates me to make more content. So that's it for me, guys, and let's get into some games. Oh god, guys, really no one is in Diamond yet. I'm at the bottom of Platinum. They put me against the Diamond guy. Season just reset. And this hand is not it. We can get an Egon down on 2. And then hope we get there. But we have no sack outlet. I think this is a mulligan. Alright, that's a lot better. We can drop off one of the claims because we're not going to be activating it for a while. Probably going to end up claiming on 5, maybe, depending on if I draw any other outlet. Egon. Ooh, that's kind of sketchy with no fodder in the yard. And no actual untapped land 3. I think we bottom it for now. Look for more lands. Look for sack outlets. Alright. Temeric Calls the Dead isn't bad. Hey, look, guys. Our land. I mean, if I had to specify, I'd prefer a swamp. Also, the games today have been super weird. I tried to record like 5 games, and I did win most of them. But what ended up happening is, they're just not against actual competitive decks. It's like some weird Tybalt's trickery stuff. We'll do this now. And we're facing really slow mono white, but to be fair, my draw was awkward as all hell too. And we can get rid of a Egon. Chipping at the Basri. Alright. Not looking too bad. Jeez, guys, what are up with the games today? I'm just plowing through. Like, look at this. I started recording, I won 4 games in a row, but against nothing real, if that makes sense. Alright, we're starting against Yorion. Let's keep. And I think I want to get the Throne of Death down on 1. Just to be able to help me find my escape cards against Yorion that can really matter. Whereas Egon just dies to any removal spell they might have. I just played a 35-minute game against Yorion and I decided, you know what? I'd rather have some more variety in these games. Alright. Mill, claim, perfect. Just fill my yard. I mean, nothing to really do on 2. We can stomp. I mean, I guess we're stomping face. Not much else to get done. I don't think they're going to give us much of a better target. Yeah, easy stomp face, boys. At least double Fabled Passage lets us put more cards in the graveyard for potential escape things that we mill, and a Cronor in the yard also is good. Okay, Croxa. Would have preferred to mill it, but it's fine. We can try to resolve Temeric Calls the Dead. And it lands perfect. We already know we have an enchantment in there, and awkward mills, guys. Double passage. All 4 of our passages in the top 14 cards. Doesn't happen every day. And just an Omen. Could have been Negate, could have been Essence Scatter, Juari's Disruption, Omen of the Sea. Plenty of stuff on 2. 1 to the top. Hopefully just digging for land. No double blue yet means no counter magic yet, but Elspeth's Nightmare is a literal nightmare for me to deal with. Absolutely hate facing it. There's double Croxa. And okay, how many cards in the yard? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll take 1 out completely. Make a 2/2 zombie. Thin my deck for Swamp. And we'll get Croxa online right away. I do want to hold this one because we know there's a Nightmare about to tick off. I don't think what we exile particularly matters right now. We want to hold enchantments and creatures. Creatures for the throne, enchantments for the Timuret Calls the Dead. And obviously, we don't want to exile other escape creatures. But yeah. If the Nightmare wasn't ticking there, I might have not even exiled the Kroxa. But I think we still do it regardless. It's hard to decline a free 2/2 against a control deck. Oh, and they're Esper. Okay, you get to look at my hand, but you don't get to take anything. We're just holding lands and a backup Kroxa. Extinction Event hurts. Can't lie. But we can still probably recover. Lithoform Blight. Try to fix your mana, I guess. Alright, that's a lot of land. Jeez, that's even more land. Don't need a Bone Crusher Giant. How many creatures are in here? None. Okay, so the throne doesn't draw this turn. Let's attack. Force them to discard. And push in at least 8 points of damage. I mean, if they had land, they would have played it last turn, so we're going to push in only 8 points of damage. What's it gonna be? Also, not gonna play the Kroxa for relatively obvious reasons. Drop off another ECD. So Bone Crusher Giant can come down. And we'll scry. We can put that to the bottom. We want something that is going to benefit us getting milled because of the Throne of Death. So, okay, there have been much worse Elspeth's Nightmares, and that's it for the opponent. Yeah, I guess they don't have a Wrath. Maybe they're running Doomscar or Shatter. They just don't find white, in which case, probably mulligan. But yeah, the game's been awkward today, but we're ripping through the bottom of Platinum. Okay, hand's a bit weird, but I think it's fine. We have a red source on 1, and if we're against rogues, then Kroxa is going to be ready to play. Alright, still looks like rogues. Hopefully they don't have a Cling to Dust, because I'm about to put this Kroxa down on 2. Let's go. A Crone War plus the dragon is sick. Good combination. And we have plenty of stuff to do with our 4 mana, as in reanimating Kroxa if it comes to it. Dragon, a Crone War, and what is this? Golgari Death Touch? Okay. Another poison deck? I had one of these in my last videos. I mean, it's really cool. I don't want to exile Kroxa off the Timuret Calls the Dead. Like, I really don't, so I think I just go for the Triton and hold open Village Rites. Alright, cool. I like the Lurrus take on the deck. I think that's a cool idea. But I still don't know how effective just jamming a deck full of Death Touchers really is. Yeah, you give your Death Toucher Death Touch. That's hilarious. Alright, we'll go to blockers, and I will actually take the trade because I'm not trying to stack up poison counters for no reason. Alright, Called the Dead. Gonna exile the Crone War. I am going to need to find a untapped red source at some point because Kroxa needs to come out, and we need to play the dragon, and we need to play the Crone War. But until then, we just gotta chill out and play what we can do. Played some off-screen games. They've been super awkward tonight as well. Yeah, we have to take every block because these poison counters will add up and they will kill us. So, again, Village Rites isn't exactly what we want to see, especially after dropping off 3 lands. Like, that just kind of feels bad. I can go for Valky. I don't know how good it is, but I think we have to go for it. I don't think we're ever casting Tibalt, and if we are, we're probably winning that game anyways. Opponent has no creatures. Very good. Well, they have fight spells at least, so I can village rights in response to any fight spell they have. Warbriar Blessing, yep. Go to fight the zombie. And there it is. Very good. They can go for a clean attack with Finn, but I will take this block 100% of the time against poison. And, okay, this is the thing that I'd be worried about playing a deck like theirs. Sure, they have village rights, but I can literally just play their Crow and War right here. And they have to sacrifice this Finn. And yes, they get paid for it, but I definitely do think it's the correct play because it's the only thing really pressuring us. Whereas Lurrus can, well, they can buy Lurrus and eventually it comes down, but it just gets bone crushed. Although, cool deck. I really do like fitting Lurrus into a bunch of themed decks. Alright. So, what's the plan? They must attack, which is kind of funny. I mean, I can reanimate Kroxa and just try to grind from there. I think that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have plenty of cards in the yard. And although it sucks to lose Kroxa to a Death Touch creature, I'm looking at it this way, right? They're low on resources. Kroxa comes down and takes out one of their last cards. They're going to attack with both Tritons next turn. I don't even need a block, although I can. Alright, so they discard something anyways, sack a Triton. They discard the Blessing. And even if they slam Finn right here, I am still happy to take a block. And without Finn, I don't block. And there's the Blessing to fight anyways. I guess they just want to get in the extra 2 points of damage. I'm guessing buy Lurrus now? No, just Moss Viper. And they still don't buy the Lurrus to make sure it doesn't enter my hand, which is smart. Oh, it's entered their hand. Sorry. We can play the Predator, which is funny, but we need another creature to go with it. It's pretty much just an infinite Death Touch blocker. We can stomp the Viper and just play it and then play a Bone Crusher Giant. I think that's fine. Just try to control their board. They're almost out of resources and, well, I'm booming with resources. Any steal effect we have can take their Lurrus and we can sacrifice the village rights. Oh, so they did find the land on top. Okay. So yeah, they can go Lurrus into probably a Moss Viper. Yep. And yeah, now they're just not looking too good. Play this on red to have more red available. I can play out my dragon. I probably just... I'm thinking of how I want to order it. Probably just Bone Crush. Well, I mean, I can attack first. They probably just trade the Moss Viper, which is fine. If they go no attacks, we're also happy. Sure. Doesn't change my life very much. We're stomping the Lurrus. And playing the dragon. I think Auto Tapper did some weird stuff, but we could have gotten Kroxa back. It just burns them. Whereas right now, having a threat that can potentially become indestructible is also super solid. Now, how do I want to do this? Also, I can exile Lurrus and grow. We can start by reanimating Kroxa. Force them to use whatever instant speed stuff they may or may not have. I think that's fine. Maybe I'm just overthinking these plays. They have a 1/1 Death Touch and I have a deck full of stuff. Alright, they just held the land. Predator will eat their yard. Take out Luris in case of a Call of the Death Dweller. And we can take this trade all day. Like, we're technically trading down, but I think it's fine. We can hold Kroxa, keep Village Rights open in case they have removal, and there's a Finn. So one of the only ways they actually get back into the game is by hitting me with a lot of Death Touch creatures, which I don't know how they do in this spot. And there's Valky. So, I mean, we could just attack, and I'm pretty sure they kind of just have to chump block. Dragon will grow. This card is sick, guys. What do I want to take out? Shovel. Shovel seems like another way back in the game. Take out the card they drew. Another 1/1 Death Touch. That's hilarious. See, that's the problem with decks like these. You end up running so many weak creatures. And do I have lethal? No. We can play Kroxa. Go on full control. Village writes it to draw a card, burn the opponent for 3. And then play out my Bone Crusher Giant. Oh, we're so close to killing them. That's pretty funny. We can reanimate Kroxa though, because we drew the land. And now I feel like I'm just kind of going through the motions. This game was over a minute ago. But like, and by a minute I just mean very soon ago. And yeah, the opponent realizes it. But you guys can just see the power of how grindy these decks can get, where we have card advantage flowing from all types of different places. Okay, kind of a weird hand. We got Egon, Village Rights, Bone Crusher, some tap lands. I like the mix. Depending what we're up against, it could really influence our early couple plays. Depending on whether we get Egon as the Throne of Death or as Egon itself. Alright, well the fact that they're cracking it now is actually going to help me with that. Alright, Plains. So Throne of Death or no Throne of Death? I think we chill for a minute, just play tap land. I don't think we need passage. It gives us 3 untap lands in a row. But I don't know how necessary that is. Good old blue-white. Ooh, blue-white party? Guys, respect. Let's pass. And just stomp it, I guess. What new party stuff did Kaldheim bring? Not sure. Seagate Banneret. It's a warrior, that's for sure. Stomp that. Go to my turn. I mean, plenty of good options. We can literally just play this giant out and be pretty happy because the opponent hasn't done anything to screw with us so far. Another Archpriest is whatever. I can go to attack and they can double block. That's fine. And they're missing land, so they're also a little screwed because of that. No blocks from the opponent. And okay, so I can go for Ghost Rider. I think I can just hold this. I don't think the Throne of Death is needed right now. Although it would be nice to get ticking. I can get Woe Strider down, hold open Village Rights. Or Woe Strider tap land, or I can just play Big Dragon. Let's play Big Dragon. I don't know how they beat this, especially with 2 lands. I mean, I actually have an idea. It's they draw a white source and then go Skyclave Apparition. So do we just overpower them? Baseline? We might. Brazen Borrower, nice. Temple. I don't even know if I would have sacrificed my creature to the village rights to deny them the borrower. I don't even think it matters that much. So where do we want to be? Probably in the same spot that we were last time, but with the village rights open. Just in case. I don't really know what could go wrong in this spot. They haven't hit land 3. We're about to hit land 6. Ooh, land 3 comes down. Okay. And this threat of constantly exiling the opponent's yard is huge. This thing is like a weird scavenging ooze mixed with a seasoned hollowblade. It's absolutely sick. My turn. Okay. So I can go Throne of Death plus Egon. Take out the Archpriest. They can trade for my Bone Crusher Giant right now. They just take 8? Okay. I don't know how happy they are to do that. We can play Woe Strider. I don't even need to play Valky. I can literally just hold it and wait for Tybalt, which is coming down pretty soon. Play out the Throne. Only ever really need 1. And yes, it is legendary. Play out the Temple. I'd probably keep untapped land. Don't need 3rd Egon, that's for sure. And we'll pass from there. Okay, Brazen Borrower inbound. We're doing A-okay, guys. Being able to hold up village rights throughout this whole thing is great. As well as... Okay, there's Limvala. Yeah, I was going to say as well as having Woe Strider available to sacrifice at will. What you got? Is that a full party? I think it is. Yeah, they have a full party. They can make their priest a 5/3 flyer, which if you guys check out my channel, I've done before. Goes pretty hard. This won me a game. Literally 1 game, period. What? Oh, they're just throwing now. Oh no, what? Weird. Okay. Oh, okay, they're not. That's the can't attack or block clause. Sorry, I thought they were sacrificing it. I completely forgot Limvala even had that ability. They're gonna hit me for 4. And we are going to draw 2 cards off a goat token. Just some land, baby. Alright, my turn. Do we have lethal at all? Can't attack or block. It's so annoying. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out if I have lethal with slamming Valky. I don't think I do. Let's go here. I think I'm thinking way too much about this, but they do have some pretty crazy flying damage. I don't want them to be able to cheese out a win. So we're going to play the Swamp, and I can play out Tybalt, exile the Limvala, and then give him this to deal with. So Tybalt will exile Limvala, weaken the Archpriest to a 3/2. Alright. Gives everything either hexproof or indestructible. Makes everything indestructible, so we just pass the turn. Okay. So I could have also attacked there, had them given a indestructibility clause, lost some creatures, and then exiled the Archpriest, right? Like, the way that combat probably would have gone is, like, take out my Bone Crusher, chump, or some sort of, like, maybe trade with Limvala, trade here, and then that's better? I don't know. There's another Limvala. Okay. Gonna make my dragon unable to block again, so I can't just fly over for the victory. Yep. And they can get in a fair bit of damage on my face, but that would mean they have to let me keep Tybalt, which I don't think they really want to do. Big brain. All right. Flying. No attacks or blocks. You can get it for 8. Probably attack Tybalt. Man, if they just go face, they're crazy ballsy, letting me draw 2. All right. I mean, I respect it. They're going for the kill. Okay. So we mill, see if we can put anything in the grave. Claim. No, we have found a claim. Nice. Okay, we're gonna start with Tybalt plus regardless. Squad Commander and Bone Crusher Giant. Okay, so we're gonna play out land. And now I can... Yeah, I think that's game. Alright, so I take Limvala. Attack with everything, Stomp Face. Ooh, what a game, guys. This was awkwardly long. Like, opponents on 3 lands and even put up a fight. Rakdos has been super swingy today. Alright. Indestructible. Yeah, that's fine. We get in some damage. And stomp your face. Good game, Monkey Z Luffy. Ooh, that's it. Sorry guys, I'm getting so tired. So today's games have been super weird. I literally cut maybe like 8 to 10 games, not even because I lost, but just because the games were awkward. I was playing against like Tybalt's trickery stuff and just matchups that were super weird, and I didn't feel like it was a good showcase of what the standard actually was. But yeah, the deck was also kind of awkward. In best of 1, I don't know if I'd be running all these claims and like the entire sacrifice outlet, or maybe I just need more sacrifice outlets in general. I feel like we should be fine with 2 dragons, 3 Bowstriders, and 4 village rights, especially with 4 claims and 2 Chrono Wars. But today, for some reason, just the 6 to, what do we have, like 9 ratio, I feel like the 6 steal effects were showing up way more than the 9 sacrifice effects. So I don't know. It was just a weird day. Also, it's 3 in the morning. I've been recording since like midnight, and I am freaking dead. So that's going to be it for me on this one, guys. I will catch you in the next one, and peace out.